When released in 2017, nobody could imagine how successful the Nintendo Switch would be. Coming after the ill-fated Wii U, the Switch had a lot to prove and, more importantly, it had a company to save. I mean, I don't think Nintendo would be able to handle another failure like the Wii U was, but that's a subject for another video on another channel. Fast forward 7 years and well, there's no doubt the little machine is incredibly successful with a library of games so big that it's impossible nowadays to browse the eShop and find all the games you'd like. If you're looking for beaten ups, things are even harder because there's no beaten up tag to browse on the eShop. But fret not, my friends, I have the solution for your problems right here. Today I will present you a list of the 10 best beaten ups on the Nintendo Switch, and trust me, these are really the best ones. But before all that, hi, I am Savino, and welcome to the Flying Kick channel. Oh, and let's be clear here, the Switch isn't dead, and there are beaten ups coming to it up to 26, which means that a really definitive list only in a couple of years. Another thing that I want to make clear is that this list has no collections, only individual games, no matter when it was released. So collections like Cowabunga Collection, Double Dragon Collection, or the IGS collections are out. And finally, this is my list of my favorite games. If you have a different list, and I'm sure you do, I would love to see it here in the comments below. So, without further ado, let's go to number 10. Released for the GBA decades ago, Gido is probably the most unique game on this list. With an oriental theme leaning toward horror, the game does not offer too much variety, but the challenge and the gameplay are so good that even the enemies repeating a lot won't bother you. Gido has a story mode, but honestly is the weakest part of the game. If you really want to make your money worth it, go to the Relic Hunter mode. In this mode, you have to, as the name suggests, hunt for a certain relic in a procedurally generated world. This mode will put you on your toes because if you die while looking for a certain relic, you will have to start all over again. The levels are not big, but they are somewhat of a labyrinth, so you will have to look for clues and other items that will help you to find the relic. You have a mini-map to help you navigate on the level, showing the places you already discovered. This is a great mode that I would love to see in other games. It gives you a goal that you don't have in modes like survival, and a great sense of accomplishment when you find the relic you wanted. Gido will cost you $10, unfortunately this game is rarely on sale, with the last taking place more than 2 years ago. But honestly, $10 is more than fair for this one. Number 9. Maximus II. Maximus II is one of those games that, when you look, you don't give much to it. The funny looking world, the unique and cartoonish visuals, the goofy and dumb look on the characters, I mean, look at this idiot running. But despite the funny visuals, Maximus II hides one of the most competent, fun and honestly replayable game in this whole list. With a list of 9 upgradable characters to play, 15 levels, horde mode, survival mode, cross-platform multiplayer, cross-save, I mean, the list of features is huge. Not only that, the combat is excellent, with tons of combos to learn, varied enemies, huge bosses to fight, gear to buy and equip, and so much more. Honestly, this is the most complete game in this list, and it stands higher and above than many other games created by bigger companies and with a bigger tag price. Maximus II will cost $5 on the Switch, and if you still don't own this one, dude, what's wrong with you? If you wanna try the game before compromising your $5, the Android version is free to play, so you can check the game there, save your progress, and keep playing on the Switch. Why more games doesn't do that? Number 8. Oh, come on, why the face? You knew I would feature Double Dragon Neon on this list. Actually, it was super hard to make a list that isn't only Double Dragon. Man, that Double Dragon Revive doesn't look good. But yeah, okay, the list. While I know a lot of you are not the biggest fans of Neon, I will defend this game to the grave. Yeah, the graphics are not the best, the animation can be a bit clunky here and there, but The number of moves, the simplicity, the effectiveness of your combos, the huge selection of specials and stances you can use on your characters, all of this makes Double Dragon Neon an impressively varied game, especially if you consider that the game only offers Biddy and Jimmy as playable characters. Yeah, the game is old and there's a lot of things missing that are standard nowadays, like survival mode, boss rush, arcade mode, and things like that. It can also have some annoying moments like unskippable cutscenes, and it could use more interest and numerous enemies, but when you get the combat's flow, when you learn how to properly use your special and stances, you will find out that this game has a lot more than you can probably imagine. Also, the soundtrack is the best one ever and I will die on this hill. Double Dragon Neon can be found for $15 and it was never on sale, but honestly, this is 15 very well spent. Number 7. The Takeover. Inspired by the more than classic Streets of Rage 2, The Takeover is a game that more people should try. Not only the combat is amazing, but it's also free-form, allowing you to create every type of combo you imagine mixing your punch and your kick. It's pretty amazing how much freedom you have here and how you can create the most crazy combos you can imagine for every single situation. The graphics here are also a show by themselves, with pre-rendered characters, a style we don't see very often, and a great atmosphere that is pretty dark and gritty. The Takeover also pays homage to games like Afterburner and Chase HQ, with a level for each style of gameplay, but these modes are only accessible if you play alone. If you're playing with friends, the level will be automatically skipped by the game, since there's no way for more than one player to control the plane or the car. I mean, split screen is a thing, but the devs didn't think that apparently. The Takeover will cost you $20, but lacking online and honestly a bunch of other things, I'd say $20 is a bit too much. 10 would be the sweet spot, but since you can easily find this game for $3 on the eShop, there's nothing to complain nor reason to not to buy this one next time it's on sale. Number 6. Shredder's Revenge. While I don't think Shredder's Revenge has the best combat around, and I think is a tad too big for its own good, there's no denying this is one of the most enjoyable games on this list, if you have friends to play. You see, games like this, Maximus II or Scott Pilgrim, are what I like to call party beat-em-ups, meaning games that are more fun to play with friends, where technique and precision come after mayhem, screams of joy, and beer being spilled on the floor while the dog eats peanuts on the center table. True story. And this is especially true here, where you can call up to 5 friends to play with you. Dude, seriously, playing this game with 6 people is a very unique and fun experience. With 7 characters to play, 16 levels, and an extremely robust online multiplayer, this is a game that I believe most of you already own, so there's no point in extending or explaining what this game is about for you, but if you don't, you can find the base game for $25, which is often on sale, and the DLC, which will add an amazing survival mode and 2 extra characters for around $8, which is also often on sale. Number 5. Streets of Rage 4. What can I say about the classic revived that everybody and their moms already played? This is the game that single-handedly brought back the genre to mainstream media and possibly the one that inspired a bunch of developers to create games that we are playing or waiting for right now. Seriously, what can I say about this one that hasn't been said already? The amazing art style that is up to this day the best around? Really, you may prefer pixel art, or you may think that this style does not suit Streets of Rage very well, but on a technical level, you have no way to deny that this one is an amazing fit. With incredible animations, the lighting effects, the parallax scrolling and reflections on puddles, this game is gorgeous, not to mention the awesome soundtrack with some of the tunes signed by the man himself, Yuzo Koshiro. The combat is superb, you can do whatever you want with your enemies, from killing them fast with precise and powerful strikes, or you can torture them, beating and juggling them until you get tired of it. And all of this is possible thanks to one of the most precise and reliable controls you ever tried. The game also offers online multiplayer, an incredible amount of characters to play, including classic ones, and a survival mode that, honestly, is the best ever created. I mean, the survival is so good that must have been years since I last played the campaign. You have this game, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, you can get it for 25 bucks without the survival mode and some extra characters. The update with those things will cost you 8 bucks, but you can find them often on sale with 50% off or more. Number 4. Double Dragon Gaiden. What a surprise! Another Double Dragon on my list. Yeah, you guys knew this one would pop up here. Released last year, Double Dragon Gaiden is a new take on the classic franchise, giving this old-timer a fresh coat of roguelike paint. Developed by the same guy behind Streets of Rage, Gaiden is a fresh new take on the genre, where you have only one life per character and no continues. If you die, it's back to the beginning, baby, unless you gather enough money to buy an extra continue. The game mixes a bunch of new mechanics like economy, purchasable upgrades, and levels that change depending on the order you pick them. I mean, this is something that we don't see often in beat'em ups and honestly is a more than a welcome addition. You also have to pick 2 characters to play and you can tag them whenever you want, increasing the possibilities of combos to a level that no Double Dragon game has seen before. Yeah, this is not your dad's Double Dragon. Actually, wait a moment, let me check some demographics here. Oh, okay. Oh, so, this is not your childhood Double Dragon. It's actually very different, but it's a very welcome addition to the franchise and one that will make you pull some hairs from your head. With 16 characters, online multiplayer, survival mode, even a versus mode, and one of the best and most creative combats around, not to mention the amazing soundtrack, there's no reason for you not to get this game, which will cost you 25 bucks, but you can get it for as low as 15 bucks if you wait for a sale. Now, before we dive into my top 3 games on the system, I would like to ask you to don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. YouTube has been pretty tough with small channels, especially those that don't bow to the algorithm and upload a video every single day just to appease it. And if you're feeling generous, you can become a member of the channel. While I don't have much to offer, you will get all my videos without ads here on YouTube, and you can ask me for specific reviews for games that I didn't cover here on the channel for as little as $3 per month. You can also buy me a coffee on PayPal. All the information is in the description below. Thanks for listening and for supporting the channel in any way you can. Number 3. Final Vendetta. There's no way Final Vendetta wouldn't be on this list. Released in 2022, Final Vendetta was at first a pretty challenging game. Offering no continues and an extremely challenging gameplay, Final Vendetta may have scared away a few people, but they are the one missing it out. The game was patched later on, adding more difficult levels, extra continues and lives, not to mention a more fair challenge for those who are just looking for fun and not to be humiliated by a game. But despite that, the game is incredible, no matter the difficulty you play. Gorgeous graphics, superb animation, a soundtrack that honestly, take a listen to this. And of course, the combat. Final Vendetta offers only 3 characters, but they are as complete as you can ask for. You have all 3 main roles here: Claire, the fast femme fatale, Duke, your all-around guy, and Miller, your traditional grappler. They are all incredibly fun to play and to learn all the moves, specials, and all the cancels you need to save Claire's sister. Final Vendetta will cost you 25 bucks, but you can get it for as little as 10 bucks if you wait for a sale. Number 2. Mayhem Brawler. Well, what can I say about Mayhem Brawler, a game that I have more hours in it than is recommended by the health authorities. Created by the Turkish company Hero Concept, Mayhem Brawler is the first beaten up from that studio and they nailed it. With a great story accompanied by a very interesting lore, excellent graphics and an amazing soundtrack, Mayhem Brawler has everything you want from a great beaten up, except for online multiplayer. I mean, no one's perfect. The game also offers 5 playable characters, with 2 being unlocked as you play the game. and a combat that is extremely solid and satisfying. The character variety is also pretty good, with lots of styles to play that are not bound to the stereotypes in these games. If you never played Mayhem Brawler, I don't know what to tell you, except go and buy it right now, because this is easily one of the best games around. And more than that, the game also has alternate paths and 3 unique endings. I mean, this is a pretty complete package if you ask me. Mayhem Brawler will cost you 20 bucks, which I think is worth every penny, but you can find it for around 8 bucks, which is a steal. And number 1, Dawn of the Monsters. Okay, maybe only a few of you saw this one coming at first, but come on. Released by my good friends at 13 AM Games, Dawn of the Monsters is not only a great beat'em up, but is also a unique one. Featuring 40-meter tall beasts as playable character, the game will let you roam around the levels, crushing everything in your path, changing the entire landscape and turning cities into parking lots for rubble. But it's not only the uniqueness of the game that makes my favorite. Dawn of the Monster has a heavy, meticulous and a very unique combat system. Here, each one of your attacks can be chained to other attacks, creating amazing and incredibly powerful combos. And not only that, but you also have a ton of upgrades to unlock that can really change the way you play with your favorite character. Talking about characters, you have 4 to pick in the base game, from the giant mech to the long-lost Godzilla brother, and they are all awesome. Really, it's pretty rare to see a game where I like to play with all the characters. Sure, I have my favorites, but they are all equally awesome. And the game has a lot of content. Not only you have the story mode, but you also get an awesome mode filled with challenges to complete. And after beating the game, you can start the story mode plus with increased difficulty, but with all your upgrades intact. It's a lot of content. But that's not all. The game also has a paid DLC that adds another playable character and an awesome arcade mode. Dawn of the Monsters is available for 30 bucks and the DLC will cost you 7 bucks. You can find both in a bundle for 35, or you can wait for a sale and grab them for only 18 bucks. And that's it for the video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this small list with my all-time favorites, and now it's your turn to tell me what your favorites are on the Nintendo's little machine. I will be back pretty soon with another video for you guys. In the meanwhile, I hope you all have an awesome day, and remember, keep it up.